Seeing the bigger picture. This darn accident caused my car to be totaled. I just got fired. Oh God, what now? I caught my spouse cheating on me. I got diagnosed with cancer. My waiter brought a food with hair in it. I demand to see the manager. You see all those bad things happening to all of us? Damn universe must be conspiring against us, right? It's not fair. Does this shitty stuff happen to you too? Hi, it's Ella with joyfulnewlife.com. I help people discover the best version of themselves in a joyful life that begins with just one small step a day. So today we will talk about seeing a bigger picture. There's a saying, bad things happen to good people. Well, the bad things happen to bad people too. But there's so much more happening in our lives. Good things, great things, actually extraordinary things. But we people focus on the bad stuff and continue to tell the story about how bad things happen to us, how unfortunate we are, how devastating this is in our lives, how God is punishing us, how our prayers are not being heard. Really, Gary? Just kidding, you're not Gary. I'm just using this sentence from Breaking Dawn. So today we'll talk about bigger pictures, because when bad things happen to us, we just see that snapshot of a picture at only this very moment. So I want to show you something today. We will have some visual help. Can you tell me what this is? Can you tell me what this is? Or can you tell me what this is? My daughter guessed one. This is an eye of a fly. See that? And this is a butterfly's wing. And this marble looking thing, that's a face. You see, universe, let me just put that away so I don't have it all over the place. Universe works in mysterious ways, but nothing is an accident. It is precise to 1,000 of trillions, if there is such a number. Everything is balanced. Everything matches like in Swiss watch. Precision is amazing in universe. That hair in your soup that you got upset about and demanded to see a manager was a wave of universe to introduce you to your new future husband. You would have never met him if it wasn't for that nasty hair swimming in your soup at the restaurant. People get fired from work each day and they fall into panic and anxiety, depression. It's understandable. The bills will not stop coming. It's scary. But did you ever wonder why you lost your job? I know many people hate their job. They clock in, clock out, and bitch about the workplace for years. Complain about it to anyone who would listen. They're saying that they would love to open their own business. They're saying that they would love to work with, I don't know, children instead of corporate company. They have so many passions and talents they pursue outside of work, yet they have no guts to leave. I know it is scary to leave and follow your dreams, but have you noticed that you're always provided for, protected, and supported? Sometimes universe will create a situation in which you are fired, downsized, or something happens to you that you lose your job because you're too scared to do it on your own. The universe hears your complaining, sees your frustration, your tears, feels your heartbreak that you crave to show who you truly are inside, how much you have to give to this world, but you're scared. So it closes one door in your face sometimes for you to discover the opportunity to seek a different place, more matching with what you want and are good about or good for. I lost job from one day to the next. Whoosh, just carpet got pulled from underneath me. I loved my work. I loved the people at work. So what the heck? I was working part-time though, and there was no future there. I got comfortable. It was very predictable. So I was forced to look for a job right away. The bills were piling up. I didn't find anything for a few months, but I opened my own business just so I could get by. And that made all the difference. My own schedule, choosing clients that I resonate with and they resonate with me. I can grow or not, be my own boss for the past 12 years. Think also about the breakup of your relationship. And I'm sure it was painful, no matter if you were the one initiating it or you were the one left behind. But I want you to do two things when you think about any breakup you have gone through. First, what was happening before breakup? Was your relationship dysfunctional, unloving, even toxic? Was there something else happening that you didn't know then, but now you know? Did you dream about having someone better maybe? Maybe someone with more of this, less of that? Were you happy, satisfied? Or did you think that something was missing? And second, think about what happened sometime after the breakup of that relationship. Did you find someone who understood you better, loved you, or treated you like you wanted to be treated? Or maybe you found someone that was, for a better choice of word, a jerk, and pushed you to become a better version of yourself. Someone stronger, more determined, more capable, independent. Noticing your own mistakes, noticing what you need to work on in your life. Maybe that person helped you solve some unresolved issues from your childhood that you would not be able to face without meeting that person after a previous breakup. Or maybe after a breakup, you didn't find anyone for a long time. The universe gave you a break, a quiet time to let you figure out who you are, what really matters for you in life. You know, some people are just going from one relationship to the other relationship, carrying this bag of manure with them. They put the bag down, you know, they keep carrying it. They put the bag down. They reach into the bag and just smear stuff all over themselves. And they wonder, how come my life stinks like that? Some people don't know who they are without being in a relationship. They just are scared of being left alone in a room with no one else. They are strangers to themselves. If those people don't know, or even worse, they don't like the person that they are alone with, how can they expect others to know and love them? How can they know who they are, what they think, what they like, if they're never left alone? A relationship breakup is hurtful, painful, and no matter what, even if it was a shitty relationship, it's scary, unknown. But it is universe responding to your feelings and closing one door to give you an opportunity to get to know yourself and to get to meet someone who at that moment is a better partner for you in order to help you evolve. You might not stay with that second partner for a long time, but that person propel you to become someone better, someone more evolved. You've learned some lessons there. Another problem that we have mentioned is you got diagnosed with some serious illness, or you landed in a hospital, or you got injured and will not function as you did before. It's scary. You think it's unfair. Why me? It's because your illness, your injury, your trip to ER or operating room is orchestrated with a precise mission of changing the course of your life to get you on your path. And without naming anyone, I would like to illustrate a few examples. Well, maybe I will name some people. A woman I know who was very active, loved playing tennis, got her knee replaced at early age, and she was devastated. She could no longer enjoy tennis and only gained 70% of her physical capacity of her knee. And she was forced to look for different ways to move her body to keep healthy. And she found something that keeps her body healthy and strong. But more than that, she found her passion. Pilates. She's studying to be an instructor right now. Who knows how many people she will help get in shape they need. Or maybe she will be an inspiration for other people out there. Other people who just now have their knees replaced and they are devastated that they cannot play the sports of their choosing or hike or do whatever else. She is the inspiration for those that are in the same situation that she used to be a long time ago. Take Bethany Hamilton, a professional surfer. She lost her left arm in a shark attack, but she remained unstoppable. Yes, she got depressed at first, but that didn't stop her. She became an inspiration to all of us to overcome our obstacles, follow our passions, and live our lives with purpose. Now, I am a very healthy, well, with a few stomach problems when I eat what my body doesn't really want me to eat or drink. But in general, I'm a very healthy person. And one day, out of the blue, I ended up going to a hospital with a suspicion of stroke or multiple sclerosis. What? At my age? Why? It was serious and it was very scary at that moment. And I felt floating above my body. But that day have changed my life completely. You see, I'm an introvert, an empath. And I keep only to myself and people I really feel comfortable with, which is not many. But I started following my dreams and doing something that just made sense, made my life easier, not harder. And I know I have so much to offer to the world, to serve those in need of what I am offering right now. This video is one of those things that I have started doing. I finally was able to publish my first best-selling book called Stay in the Marriage or Let It Go. I created a workbook, coaching programs, the YouTube videos, just like this one. I'm creating a healing planners. I even wrote a song, both lyrics and melody that just popped in my head. It took a trip to ER to change my life, to push me onto this new adventure, onto my own path that I had no idea existed before. What is your case? Have you received some bad diagnosis? Heart problems, cancer, diabetes, fibromyalgia? Or were you forced to change your diet, lifestyle work? Did you have to slow down? Appreciate what is the most important thing in your life? We all think that sickness or injuries are terrible because we do not see a bigger picture. What is our mission after our diagnosis, our illness? What is the purpose? Sometimes we don't see it right away. Sometimes the pain and suffering blinds us. The emotions are too high. Sometimes there's no reasonable explanation and suffering seems just useless, especially when you look at the small innocent children getting cancer or some other terrible illness, or being born without some parts, or beloved people dying prematurely or in terrible accidents. It is hard for us to understand a bigger picture. What did God have in mind doing it? Why? We just need to trust that there is a perfect plan for everything. Maybe some of you have heard the story of Ed Robert. He's post-polio quadriplegic. He's paralyzed. He was, because he died. Was paralyzed from the neck down and dependent on respirator for breathing. He could only move 2 of his fingers. That's it, those 2. And when he was 14 years old, he overheard doctor telling his mom, and I quote, I'm gonna read it. "You should hope he dies, because if he leaves, he'll be no more than a vegetable for the rest of his life." That's what the doctor told his mom, and that 14-year-old boy heard it. But he overcame this obstacle. He was told that he could not get a high school diploma because he didn't pass the PE, physical education, and driver's training course. He overcame it. He got into Berkeley University. He built a wheelchair that he could operate and be independent, even though he was told that the movement of his 2 fingers were so limited that he would not be able to push that lever of the wheelchair forward without having an assistant. But Robert and his friend, they did it. They pioneered a student-led disability service organization, which was the first of its kind on the university campus. And it became a model for like Center for Independent Living that spread all across the countries. I mean, it sprang to being like hundreds of independent living centers, defying the once undisputed view that severely disabled people belong in institutions and that the able-bodied best knew what the disabled needed. And he wouldn't have it. He wouldn't have been able to help thousands and thousands of disabled people across the world if he wasn't paralyzed from neck down. Bigger picture, you see? That's a bigger picture. I had a terrible car accident many years ago. I totaled my car. I totaled 2 other cars and damaged 2 more. And one person, she wasn't wearing seatbelt and for 3 years received physical therapy for her neck. And I too suffered neck injury, and now it hurts sometimes when I don't do yoga or sleep wrong. My insurance went up, whoo, skyrocket. And I lost my brand new car. You could say that it was a terrible thing that has happened to me. But I will show you a bigger picture. You see, my marriage at that time was falling apart. My husband of almost 10 years had literally everything under his name, including my car. I traded in my cash car, but since I was quite new with my credit score in the United States, and he wanted me to have a better car, he took a loan under his name to finance the difference. That was super nice of him, but it made me dependable on him for everything. And I was asking him to please allow my name to be at least under a power bill or a cell phone bill, anything. But nothing was for years, until that accident. The insurance paid the difference after paying the dealership, and I took a loan under my own name. I finally had something under my name, and I became independent and started building my credit. A few years later, my marriage fell apart, and I was able to rent an apartment for myself and my daughter. I was able to build a credit history, have great credit to purchase a house, invest into company, and so much more. You see, I became strong and independent. I became capable. I had no idea about the significance and a positive spin on having my car wreck back then. Bigger picture. I hope you can see where I'm going with all of these examples. When we are in the midst of a crisis, we can't see a bigger picture. We blame, we judge, we are emotional, we are overwhelmed, we are hurt, we cast God, and life for being unfair. Why me? Why this? We are only able to see our immediate situation and not see the good in the bad. We don't trust. We don't believe. We feel cheated on by life and the higher forces. We're angry. We are bitter. We don't even see how we are actually supported, even in the deepest of our despairs. Yes, we are supported. Our ego keeps us on this track in a terrible situation and keeps our eyes and our hearts closed, so we don't see a bigger picture. The higher source, God, whatever you want to call it, supports us at all time. The timing of situations, even the worst one, is perfect, even when it seems that it is happening at the wrong time. Things may be hopeless, stressful, frightening, frustrating, anxious. You may feel terrible toward people that did something bad to you, or you may feel terrible about the people, and it will seem like nothing can ever be okay again. Have faith that no storm is powerful enough to last forever, even to last a week. Even the worst of the hurricane lasts a few minutes or few hours in a particular place and moves on. And so is your situation. Whatever the situation you are dealing with, remember that this is a way of universe to open a door for opportunities, new ways of thinking, of being and doing things. Practice a feeling of hope instead of hopelessness. And your ego, and just put your ego aside, because your ego wants you to be helpless. You may not be able to move through the problems right away and step into the possibilities. You may not be able to get rid of what is generating stressful thoughts or feelings, but you will learn, grow, and expand through that situation. You're even capable of befriending the situation. Have you noticed how God, universe, higher source, supports you during tough times? Your friend opens a door for you when you need it. You receive an ear to listen or a shoulder to cry on. You receive a nice gesture like, I don't know, receiving a card, flowers, maybe invitation to go somewhere or do something that makes you feel good. You see or hear someone say or do something that touches your heart and makes it all better. You notice sun rays through the clouds. You notice two squirrels chasing each other, pretty birds or butterflies. You find a four-leaf clover. You see a rainbow, a spectacular sunrise or sunset, clouds changing shapes in the sky, midnight sky with like billions of stars. You hear a magnificent thunderstorm or like gentle downpour of a rain or a child's laughter. Or you notice a kitten chasing his tail or a dog tirelessly scratching the ground where the light is reflecting. There are all ways of universe to show you support, to encourage you that life is full of miracles, mysteries, and beauty. You are able to go to new places to meet people whom you would have never met, who inspire you, encourage you, support you, give you comfort and hope, or kick you out of your comfort zone too. Things may happen that you never expected in a million years, and your life shifts and aligns again. You're transformed. You're stronger. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It's not just a song, folks. Have you noticed how much of a stronger person you are after you have gone through tough times? And have you noticed how supported you were at all times? People, places, and circumstances just showed up for you at the right moment. You are never alone. You're always, always supported, always loved. Remember that. If nothing else, remember that. There is this poem I would like to read to you. It was written back in 1878 and first published in 1883. The poem is The Footprints. One night I had a dream. I dreamt I was walking along the beach with the Lord, and across the sky flashed scenes from my life. For each scene, I noticed two sets of footprints in the sand. One belonged to me and the other to the Lord. When the last scene of my life flashed before us, I looked back at the footprints in the sand. I noticed that many times along the path of my life, there was only one set of footprints. I also noticed that it happened at the very lowest and saddest times in my life. This really bothered me, and I questioned the Lord about it. Lord, you said that once I decided to follow you, you would walk with me all the way. But I have noticed that during the most troublesome times in my life, there is only one set of footprints. I don't understand why in times when I needed you the most, you should leave me. The Lord replied, my precious, precious child, I love you, and I would never, never leave you during your times of trial and suffering. When you saw only one set of footprints, it was then that I carried you. Isn't that beautiful? I want to encourage you to go a step further. Befriend the very things, people or situations that are painful. Befriend the painful feelings you may be feeling now. Once you do that, you will discover insights and introspection. You will have faith in bigger picture. Your small fragment will not make any sense at this moment. Just like you wouldn't know that this is the eye of a bug. Okay? Just have a perspective that everything always works out for you. You see, Ed Robert didn't let that doctor's comment bother him. When he heard that he's a vegetable, he decided that if I am a vegetable, I'm an artichoke, prickly on the outside and tender-hearted on the inside. As a disabled person, he felt invisible, a non-being, being pushed around school. But after he designed his wheelchair to become independent, he was no longer invisible. And I will quote Joanne Leon, co-founder with Roberts, together with Roberts, of the World Institute on Disability. And this is what she writes about him. When he came into the room, he captured people's attention. He kept that attention by moving his chair slightly, rolling it back and forth, lifting and lowering the foot pedals, and rising and releasing the back, even honking the horn or turning on the lights. What light can you shine through your adverse situation right now? The next time you are feeling overwhelmed, stressed, frustrated, anxious, or scared, look at the bigger picture and see how the universe is supporting you, because I bet you are supported. Even if you aren't able to see it at that point in time, it is there. So this is all for today. Thank you so much for your time. This is Ella Badura, and I can assist you in seeing and living the bigger picture if you choose to work with me. For more information, go to joyfulnewlife.com. I'll see you soon.